Hey everybody, welcome to class today. So today we're going to be continuing on with our inversion series. You'll need a strap today about shoulder distance apart. So if you lift it above the elbows, you want it about shoulder distance apart. And we're also going to be working with a wall, so have a wall or a door handy. If you like these classes, please remember to like and subscribe, or head over to my Instagram or over to my blog page. We're going to start today on our backs in Shavasana. So start on your back in Shavasana and take a few nice deep breaths in and out through the nose, feeling the rib cage expand and the belly rise. And then on your exhales, feel your whole back body lengthen into the mat. Feeling the back ribs on the floor, feeling the sacrum on the floor. Inhale, feel the frontal ribs expand. And then exhale, create space through the fronts of the shoulders. And then opening up through the eyes. Grab your strap, take it around the upper arms, just above the elbows. And think of pulling the strap apart to bring tension into the strap. Arms are reaching up towards the ceiling, legs are active. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, think of lengthening the back body onto the mat. So there's a small natural gap in the lower back between the mat and the back. But the back ribs are on the floor. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, keep that position of your spine as you start to reach the arms actively up and overhead, only going as far as you can keep the position in your spine. So as soon as you lose contact of the back bottom ribs with the mat, you've gone far enough. And take an inhale at your limit, reach the arms away from you. And then as you exhale, bring them back up towards the ceiling. So all the while you're using the outer arms to pull against the strap and keep the whole arm activated. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, reach over. Gentle pulling down of the lower belly. And then inhale back up towards the ceiling. And then keep your arms as they are. Bring your legs to feet on the floor, hips distance apart, there. And then imagine that you've got a block in between your knees and feel your inner legs activate. And then imagine that you have a strap around the knees and you're trying to pull the knees apart while still squeezing the block. Keep that activation in the legs and then float one leg at a time up into tabletop position. So the spine doesn't change, you still have that natural curve, but the connection of the sacrum and the lower ribs. Take an inhale, reach the arms, and then exhale just like you did before, start to reach the arms up and overhead. So if you're doing this well, you should already feel those outer arms starting to get really warm, maybe a little bit fatigued. Take an inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, slowly start to reach the hands back up towards the ceiling. One more like this. Take the arms up and overhead, keeping the knees directly above the hips, maintaining the position of the lower back, lengthening through the arms, and then bringing it back up towards the ceiling. And then last one you're going to take here, you're going to extend both feet up towards the ceiling. Active, kind of a point, so a point flex through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, keep that rib to hip connection as you start to reach the arms up and overhead. So you might not be able to go as far with your legs in this position. And then exhale all the way up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders off the mat, reaching the hands towards the ceiling. Inhale it down. 2 more like that. Exhale, reach all the way up. Still pulling those arms apart. Inhale, draw it down. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. Keep the legs as they are. Take the strap, place it to the side. Take the hands behind the head. Inhale here. Exhale, peel the head and the shoulders off. Inhale. Exhale, lower the right leg halfway down. Inhale it back up. Exhale, left leg. Inhale it back up. Keep working like this at the pace of your breath. Keeping the elbows wide. The head is relaxed. No tension through the neck. And if you can, try and keep the shoulder blades up and off the floor, maintaining that neutral position of the spine. 1 more on the left. And then take both feet up towards the sky. Take both hands towards the sky. See if you can reach a little higher through the hands. See if you can lift the hips up off the floor. Take 3 more breaths. And then exhale, draw yourself into a little ball. Set the head down. Roll back and forward. And then start to roll the length of your spine a few times. And land in Navasana. So you can have your feet on the floor, you can have your feet floating. Your arms can be reaching or holding behind the knees. Wherever you are, I want you to keep a long spine. And take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to float the right arm towards the ceiling. Inhale, back in front. Exhale, left arm floats. Inhale. Take 2 more on each side. So nothing is changing except for the shoulder position. One more with the left. And then bring both arms out in front of you. Take an inhale. Exhale, float both arms up as far as you can. Maybe look up. Maybe reach out of the shoulders a bit more. And then exhale, draw everything into a little ball. Fold forward. And then roll over the shins. Make your way onto all fours. We'll take a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, stretching out the belly, reaching the sternum forward. And then as you exhale, scooping and rounding. And take a few more like that to the pace of your own breath. Finding the areas of stiffness or stagnation in your body. And then coming back to neutral. Inhale, sweep the right arm forward. Exhale, take the left leg back. Take an inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, round knee to elbow. Inhale to lengthen. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, set the right hand down. Tuck the right toes under. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're just going to hover the right knee. Maybe stay here, or maybe start to reach the right fingertips forward. Maybe the right fingers lift, reaching the right arm forward. Trying to keep even. And then exhale, set it all down. Inhale, take the left arm forward. Exhale, right arm back. Inhale to lengthen through the midline. Exhale, round, knee to elbow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, set the hand down. Tuck the toes under, inhale. And then as you exhale, hover the left knee. Staying here, keeping the hips even, or maybe taking the left fingertips out in front of you, maybe reaching the left hand out in front of you. And then exhale, set it all down. Ooh, that's a hard one. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, press through the tops of the feet as you round the spine, hover the knees, hovering cat. Inhale, cow belly. 2 more like that. Exhale, hovering cat. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, hovering cat. And this time, keep the hover, and you're just going to start to press into the tops of the feet, start to straighten the knees as you roll over the toes and make your way into downward dog. Then take a couple of breaths here in your downward dog, maybe pedaling out the feet, shaking the hips. And eventually coming to stillness. And then taking the feet about half a footprint forward, center through the left hand, and then reach the right hand back for the left ankle, calf, knee, wherever you can grab, and gently draw the right elbow to the right as you look under the left shoulder. And then take the right hand forward, reach the left hand back for the right ankle, drawing the left elbow to the left, looking out under the right side of the body. And then releasing, walk the hands back to meet the feet, grabbing your strap on the way, and then generously bending through the knees, taking opposite hand to opposite elbow, and take a few moments just to sway at the back of your mat. And then feet parallel, hips distance apart, bend slightly through the knees. As you inhale, you're just going to lengthen the spine, elbows coming towards the front of the mat. Exhale to fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, leading with the elbows, leading with the sternum. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then you're just going to swap the lead elbow and do 3 more. Really firing up through the upper back and in through the shoulder girdle. And then folding forward, taking a hold of your strap, slowly roll yourself segment by segment all the way up into standing. Beautiful. Take that strap up around just above your elbows again. Hands all twisted. Reach the arms out in front of you at shoulder height. And again, just establish those natural curves of the body. So the shoulders are above the hips, hips are above the ankles, and then head is directly in the midline. And then you're going to reach the shoulders out of the sockets as far forward as you can. And then as you exhale, as if you're sliding them along a table, start to draw the shoulder blades back together. And with this strap around your arms, you're not going to be able to draw back as far as you want to. So what I don't want you to do is puff the ribs and hunch the shoulders. Keep the natural curves of the spine and just get that movement in through the shoulder girdle. This is really important when we go upside down to have that mobility and control through the shoulder girdle, through these muscles, independent of the spine. And then find yourself in a neutral position. Take an inhale here, keeping the natural curves of the spine. Exhale. Start to pull the strap apart as you reach up and overhead. And then exhale, slowly float it down. So if you're finding that the strap is getting in the way of your forehead and it's limiting the movement, take it down below your elbows. Take an inhale at shoulder height, and then exhale, keeping that rib to hip connection. Start to reach the hands up and overhead. And then hold it once you're up here. Flip the palms towards the ceiling, and then think of raising the roof. So now you're essentially in a handstand, but you're still standing on the ground. Active through the legs, gentle drawing in of the lower belly, no banana spine. Turn the palms to face each other. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, keeping the length in through the spine, you're going to start to hinge forward into a forward fold. And stop when your torso is parallel to the floor. Gentle bend in through the knees. Send the weight back towards the center of the foot. Gaze is down. Inhale to lengthen the arms away. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Getting rid of your strap for the moment. Take it to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And crawl yourself back out into your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, open the hip. You can take a few hip circles or a few ankle circles, whatever feels good. And then inhale yourself back to three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, you're going to prop up onto the left fingertips. Maybe just stay here, or maybe prop up onto the right fingertips. Bringing a little bit more depth into your downward dog, stretching out through the shoulders. Keeping a strong reach through that right leg, drawing back through the left hip. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, staying on the fingertips if you can, dropping the palms if it's not working in your body. Shift forward to a single-legged plank. Keeping the hips even. Inhale here. Exhale, round out, knee to nose. Two more. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale to round. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale to round. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale, three-legged dog. Drop the right palm, drop the left palm. Take the right leg down. Inhale, the left leg up. Exhale, open the hip. And take any hip circles, ankle circles that are calling for you. And then inhale back to three-legged dog, drawing the right hip back in line with the left. Maybe propping up onto the right fingertips. Stay, or prop up onto the left fingertips. Taking a few breaths. And on the fingertips or palms, inhale, shift yourself forward to single leg plank. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, single leg plank. Exhale, three-legged dog. Drop the right palm, drop the left palm. Left foot meets right. Take an inhale. Exhale, shift it forward to plank. Knees up or down, hug the elbows close, shift forward. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Two more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time exhale all the way to the belly. Hands stay underneath the shoulders, tops of the feet to the floor. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back from the floor. Peel the chest up, cobra. Exhale it down. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, hover the hands. Take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring the hands off to a cactus position. Try and keep the wrists neutral. The wrists are going to want to flick up towards the ceiling. Try and keep them neutral and lift the elbows a little bit higher as you lengthen through the lower back. Take 2 more breaths here. Lift a little higher if you can. Strongly press the feet into the ground. And then bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, knees up or down. Press to plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot by the right thumb. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips. Exhale, sink the hips, but at the same time, strongly rebound through the left leg to bring a stretch into the left hip flexor. And then exhale, drop the knee down. Grab your strap again. Take it around the elbows, either above or below, your choice. And then as you inhale, start to reach the arms up and overhead. Drawing the hips in line with each other and thinking of scissoring the inner thighs towards each other. Gather length through the spine. And again, bring your attention to what's happening in that lower back area. Are you just dumping into the spine? Or can you keep the natural curves of the spine as you reach up and out of the shoulders? You can keep the palms facing each other, or you can turn them up to face the sky. And 2 more breaths. And then exhale, plant the hands. Take the strap off. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Take an inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, reach the sternum forward. Exhale, sink the hips as you rebound through the right leg. And then dropping the back knee, taking the strap around the forearms. Take an inhale to lengthen up and over. And then exhale, sink a little deeper as you rebound the shoulders and the spine up. So yoga is a lot about opposing forces, strength and the stretch, the calmness and the fire. So try and find that balance here. Take 1 more inhale. And then exhale, take the hands down, take the strap to the side, step it back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, halfway. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the feet about a footprint forward. And then you're going to bend the hips all the way back to the heels, coming into a little froggy squat. And then as you exhale, you're just going to shift the weight over the wrists, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale back to the squat. Exhale forward. And take it a few more times at your own pace. And then we're going to take 5 little hops. So coming down into your squat and then hopping the heels up to the bum, trying to land as softly as you can. And on your last one, hop to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up all the way overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, right leg steps. Exhale, plank. Hold the breath lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale left, exhale plank. Hold and lower. Inhale cobra, exhale dog. Inhale left, exhale fold. Inhale raise, exhale. Inhale right, exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale right, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale left, exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale left, exhale. Inhale, last round, exhale. Inhale right, exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale right, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale left, exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale left, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, sink the hips, bend the knees, chair pose. Sinking the weight back into the heels, making sure you can see the toes. Two more breaths. And then exhale, you're going to sink the hips back as you reach the arms forward, coming into like a half chair. So bend the knees deeply, torso is parallel to the floor, and you're trying to reach the arms up by the ears, even though they might never get there. One more breath. And then exhale it down. Have your strap handy one more time. And then as you inhale, bring it back into chair. Take the strap around the forearms. And then sink a little deeper into your chair. Maybe reach a little higher with the arms, pulling the arms apart. Feel the difference in the shoulder girdle when you have the resistance of the band. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, start to come into a half chair again, sinking the hips low, reaching the arms forward out of the shoulder joints, but keeping the shoulders out of the ears. You should really feel this working, so this should be hard work. Two more breaths. And then exhale, fold it forward, take the strap off to the side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back to plank. So hold in your plank for a few breaths. Knees can be down. Firing up through the upper thighs, reaching the sternum forward. And then bring the feet together, roll it over, side plank on the right. You can always drop the bottom the bottom knee, or stagger the feet, but both hip points face forward. Take one more breath. And then as you exhale, come through plank. Switch it over to the other side, side plank on the left. Feel free to stagger the feet or drop the bottom knee. Head head is in line with the rest of the spine. And then exhale, take it down to plank. Take one elbow down and then the other elbow down, forearm plank. Shining the heart through, strongly engaging through the legs. Gaze is directly down between the thumbs. And then bring the feet together. Angle the right forearm in if you need to. Shift over onto the right forearm side plank. And same thing here. Both hips start to face forward. Head is in line with the rest of the spine, nice and long. And then bring it back through center. Take it over to the left side, taking any modifications you need. Building the strength and control that we need for our arm balances. Inversions, handstand, personalised. And then bring the right forearm back down to the floor. Have the elbows directly underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel, and start to walk the feet in for dolphin pose. If you find it difficult to stop the elbows splaying out from side to side, you can take your strap around the upper arms. Bend the knees a little bit so that you can draw the torso back towards the thighs. And bring the feet together, sweep the right leg up, keeping the hips even. And then take the right leg down, sweep the left leg up. And taking the left leg down, walk the feet back into forearm plank, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly sink the hips down for Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet come to the floor, gently drawing the elbows back towards the back of the room as you shine the chest forward. If it feels good to take a neck stretch here, maybe you bring one ear to the shoulder and then the other, or take half neck curls if that feels good for you. Take one more breath. And then tucking under the toes, exhale, forearm plank. And then take the right hand under the elbow, left hand, and come back into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Grab your strap. Inhale, raise up to crescent. And then exhale, bring the hands out in front of you at shoulder height, taking the strap around the forearms again. And then gently drawing the right hip back, strongly pressing through the left heel, bending the left knee a little bit if you need to gather length in through the lower body, lower spine. Start to raise the arms up and overhead. Again, pulling apart at that strap to gather the length in through the shoulder girdle. So this work with the strap might seem a little bit irrelevant, but what it's doing is it's activating your rotator cuff muscles, the muscles that help to control the shoulder girdle. And these are really important when we're upside down. Take 3 more breaths here. And by doing it in poses that involve your legs and your hips, you're learning to control your spine at the same time. Take an inhale. And then exhale, you're going to lean it forward 45 degrees. Weight is through the front right heel, right hip hugs underneath you. Keep reaching forward for 3 more breaths. And then exhale, take the hands down, step it back into plank. Your choice, vinyasa or not. And we all meet in downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot by the left hand, bringing the strap with you. Raise up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands to shoulder height, taking the strap around the forearms. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, sink a little lower into the legs. Raise the arms up and above you. Again, gently drawing back through the left hip, scissoring the inner thighs, and sending the tailbone to the floor, not forwards, just lengthening down to keep that natural curve in the lower spine. Take 3 more breaths, shoulders over the hips, head over the shoulders. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, start to lean the torso forward, reaching strongly out in front of you. Hugging the left hip under, sink a little deeper if you can. And then exhale, take it down, set the strap off to the side. With or without a vinyasa, make your way to downward dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach it forward. And this time you're going to keep reaching all the way forward. Bring yourself up into warrior 3. If you have the room, arms can be in front of you. Otherwise, hands to heart center, hands to the side or behind you is fine. Just keep the hips as even as you can, strongly engaged through the left leg. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, fold it forward, standing split. And then take the hands forward, far enough that you can get the palms flat on the floor. And start just by raising up onto the right toes, shifting the weight into the hands. And then rocking back into the foot. And take a few more like that, just working with playing with the weight shift. And then you're going to take 5 little handstand hops. So you don't have to come up very far. What I want you to do is land as softly as you can. So bending the bottom leg, the top leg will stay straight. And just take 5 nice controlled little hops. Maybe you get some hang time. Maybe you don't. Gazes forward. And then take 1 more. And then make your way back to downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to come up into warrior 3 on the left leg. Again, any arm variation that's working for you. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, fold forward, standing split. And then take the hands forward as far as you need to get both palms on the floor, and start by just taking that weight shift, rocking up onto the toes of the left leg, and then planting the heel, rocking back. And then take 5 little handstand hops, getting some hang time or not, making sure that the gaze is at least in between the thumbs, if not a little bit forward. Landing as softly as you can. And then meeting back in downward dog. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Run the hands down beside you. Inhale, peel the shoulder heads away from the floor. Exhale, keep the hands and the feet down. Peel just the upper body off. Take an inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, float the arms. Inhale. Exhale, float the legs. And take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to reach the arms in front of you. Maybe you flip the palms towards the front of the room as if you're now doing handstand on your belly. And take 3 more breaths. And then exhale, make your cushion with your hands, rest a cheek. And from here, you're going to take your hands behind your head. You can interlace the fingers or just rest them on the back of your head. Inhale, bring the shoulders and the elbows away from the floor. Keep the forehead down. Exhale, press the feet into the floor, lift the knees. And then as you inhale, peel the chest up, keeping the elbows wide. And then think of lengthening the back of the neck, almost as if the back of the head is gently pressing into the fingertips. And we're going to keep the feet down for this one. It's actually harder to keep the feet down and bring the strength into the upper body and not into the lower back. And then exhale, roll it down, rest the other cheek. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders, with or without the knees down. Press up to plank. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. And if you're not near a wall, give yourself a second to get yourself to a wall, because this next little bit's going to need the wall. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, start to lean forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step it up. Warrior 3. So you should be facing a wall by now. Take an inhale here. Exhale, set the hands down. Standing split. And then one more time, plant the hands far forward enough that you can get the palms to the floor. Your fingers are going to be about a handprint away from the base of the wall. The wall is just there as security. Try not to use it if you can. And we're going to take those handstand hops again. This time, try and get yourself up a little bit higher, knowing that the wall is there to catch you if you need it. And we're going to aim for 5. And on the 5th one, you're either going to hold a handstand or let the feet come to the wall and take 1 foot away at a time, trying to find your midline to float both feet off and maybe grab some air time. And then making your way back to downward dog. You can take it through vinyasa if you want to flush that side out. Otherwise, hang out in downward dog or child's pose. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, reach it forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, warrior three. Take an inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands. Get the hands down to the floor. So adjust yourself in relation to the wall to make yourself your appropriate distance. And then take 5 little handstand hops, trying not to hit the wall, but knowing that you can push yourself a little bit higher because the wall is there. And on your 5th one, either try and catch a balance or let the feet come to the wall, lengthen through the lower back, float 1 foot above the hip and then the other. Gaze is between the thumbs, gently gripping the floor with all 10 fingers and thinking tailbone to the sky. And then eventually making your way into downward dog. Maybe taking vinyasa, maybe hanging out in child's pose for a few breaths. And then everybody drop the knees, take a few breaths in child's pose. So I always encourage practicing any of your inversions like handstand without a wall. It's much better for building confidence. You can sometimes get a little bit too reliant on the wall, but it is a good prop, especially in the start, for helping you to get the courage to even go upside down. And from here, we're going to snake ourselves forward and take another Sphinx pose, warming up for Pinchamayurasana. So drawing the shoulders above the elbows, elbows draw back, pressing through the feet, shining the chest forward. So Pinchamayurasana involves a lot of upper back extension. It's not a pose I'm particularly good at, but I am working towards it, which is why we're all here, is because we're working towards something. So if you're someone and you know that your elbows tend to splay out to the side, then definitely take your strap and pop it just above the elbows. That will stop the elbows from splaying out to the side. You can also take a block in between your hands if that works for you. So make your way towards the wall again. Have the fingertips just a few centimeters before the baseboard. Line yourself up opposite hand to opposite elbow. That's as far forward or as far apart as you want your elbows to go. Palms are planted, arms like railroad tracks, my bad. Come up into dolphin pose. I'm just going to stop talking because I'm not doing a very good job of it today. Walk your feet forward as far as you can. So ideally, if you can raise up onto your toes and slowly raise one leg and then the other up into Pinchamayurasana, then that's great. Otherwise, we're going to do a little bit of a kick up. So try and make it as controlled as you can. Raise one leg, just like you would in a handstand hop. So the left leg's going to stay bent, right leg's going to stay straight. Look forward towards the hands. And then start to little hops up towards the wall. And then once you get there, try and lengthen the lower back so you're not in such a banana shape. And then you can stay here, or you can start to bring the top of the left foot to the wall, top of the right foot to the wall, and come into scorpion pose, or a variation of it. Try and bring the extension into the upper back, keeping the shoulders above the elbows. Maybe floating the feet away from the wall. And then slowly coming down, taking a child's pose. And then we're going to do that one again, kicking up with the other foot. So if you would prefer, you can turn this around and have the arms facing the middle of the room and crawl the legs up the wall. We're not going to do that in this class today, but it is in some of the other classes that we do. So bring yourself up into your dolphin again. And this time you're going to keep the left leg straight, bending through the right leg and taking a couple of little hops until your feet can hit the wall, and then lengthening out of the lower back, really pressing through the forearms, maybe floating one leg above its hip and then the other, gazes down at the floor. Or maybe you play around with scorpion on this side, bringing the tops of the feet, maybe the shins to the wall. And when you're ready, slowly making your way down, taking a child's pose. And then slowly making your way up. So the final inversion that we're going to take today is going to be headstand. So I'm going to instruct it coming at it from the wall. So I recommend never kicking up into headstand. It's just too risky on the neck. So have the feet at the wall, and then you're going to make a little basket with your hands. So go opposite hand to opposite elbow. And I do have a tune on headstand, so you can always go over and watch that. Opposite hand to opposite elbow, make a little basket with your hands and set the crown of the head down onto the floor. The back of the hands cup the back of the head. And then you're going to come up into a little dolphin pose with the crown of the head on the floor. The feet are on the wall. And then you're going to start to walk the feet up the wall to sit bone height. And then maybe you can straighten out the legs to a 90-degree bend. And then you can float one leg up above the hip. And you can keep it there and float the other one up. Or you can just switch legs. And you can, of course, just keep both feet on the wall. I'm going to hold here for 5 more breaths wherever you are. And then slowly with control, you're going to take one foot back to the wall at the height of the hip, and then the other foot back to the wall, so you're in a 90-90. Hold for 1 more breath, and then slowly with control, walk the feet down the wall until you get to the floor, and then take a child's pose. And then make your way up to a seated position, crossing over the ankles. Take the right heel around the left hip and stamp the left foot over the right knee. Take the left hand behind you, sweep the right arm up and twist over towards the left. If in doubt, just twist to one direction and then we'll swap it over. It doesn't matter how many times I instruct this pose, I can never get my coordination right. slowly unwind, and we'll take it over to the other side, taking the left heel by the right hip, stamping the right foot over it. Right hand comes behind. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, and then exhale, twist towards the right. And then exhale, slowly unwinding yourself. And given that we're so close to the wall, scoot yourself back against the wall. Extend the legs out in front of you for Dandasana. And then sit the back up nice and tall against the wall. So the closer you can get your sit bones to the wall, the better. Depending on how bad your posture is, will depend on how close you can get to the wall. So sit with the back of the head against the wall, the back of the shoulders, and ideally the back of the hips against the wall. And then you're going to inhale, start to reach the arms up and overhead. And here's a really good place to feel. When you feel the lower back starting to arch away from the wall, that's the limit of your shoulder and upper back movement. So hang out there and meet your edge. Keeping long through the back of the neck, relax through the jaw. You should feel a strong activation in the upper back muscles, maybe the shoulder girdle. Three more breaths, stay active through the legs. This is kind of like a 90-90 handstand in reverse. And then inhale, gather a little bit more length. Exhale, start to fold it forward, reaching for the toes, the calves, the shins, wherever you can grab a hold of. And then slowly coming up. We're going to finish today with our legs up the wall. So scoot yourself around, and there is no fancy way to get into this. It takes a little bit of a wiggling around. But bring yourself nice and close to the wall, and then maybe wiggle your sit bones close enough to the wall that you can get your legs relatively straight up the wall. And you might keep your legs together, or you might come into an Uttanasana Konasana position, letting the legs come wide. Do what feels the best in your body. And then I encourage you to take the arms off to the side, palms facing up towards the ceiling. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose and let it go through the mouth. So inversions are really, really stimulating. They can bring up a lot of stuff. They're also very empowering and very strengthening. So feel that strength, power, courage as you go through your day today, and know that no matter how far you did or didn't get, it is exactly where you need to be. Please stay here or make your way into a more traditional Shavasana. And staying as long as you have time for. Today, as you go forward, may you feel empowered in your thoughts, have strength in your words, and courage in your heart. Namaste.